Hello students, I am Priyanka Gupta from St. Vidya Mandir, English High School and Junior College. I will be teaching you history today. Today subject is history, class 9th, and the topic is sources of history. Chapter 1, Sources of History. So students, in this lesson, first I will tell you some important points. So the first point is sources of modern history are different from those of ancient and medieval period. Second point, we can study modern history with the help of written sources, material sources, and oral sources in the audio visual medium. Third point will be we have to take note of the sources at the regional, state, national, and international level as well as. In this chapter, we have studied the history of ancient, medieval, and modern India. With the help of this picture, I will show you the different types of sources: oral sources, written sources, material sources, and audio visual medium. In this picture, we have to take note of the sources at the regional, state, national, and international levels. Now, in India, ancient period begins with the Stone Age. It lasted till the end of 8th century BC. The dawn of 9th century saw the honest of inventions by the Arabs and the Turks. The time period from the 9th century till the end of 18th century BC is considered as medieval period in India. The British established their empire in the Indian subcontinent in the 19th century BC. The age of Renaissance marks the beginning of modern age in India. Now the next point will be written sources. There are various types of written sources such as newspapers, periodicals, diaries, reference books, correspondences, documents in the archives, government gadgets, postage stamps, and encyclopedia. In the written sources, these sources provide information about national and international affairs in politics, sports, literature, as well as social and cultural affairs. Newspaper of various movements, the diaries, daily and weeklies of political parties, monthlies, annual magazines are also important sources of information. Nowadays, huge amount of information is available on the internet as well as. Now, the next step will be archives. The main office of the National Archives of India is at New Delhi. Historical records are documented and preserved at a place known as archives. The largest archive in Asia is situated at New Delhi, a place where historical document, papers, treaties, maps, manuscripts are kept is called archives. To provide information to the government and common people as per demand in the work of archives, it provides reliable information and references required to write history. Hence, archives have great importance, and the main is it is the largest in Asia. Now, our next point will be newspapers. Now, we get information about national and international affairs related politics, art, sports, literature, and social and cultural affairs through the newspapers. Most national newspapers have started regional editions, publish supplements which give information on subjects related to various topics. Some newspapers produce special supplement towards the end of the year, which give overview of the important events during the year. Newspapers are a major sources of information. They are considered as the fourth pillar of democracy in modern times. Even after liberalization and widespread use of internet, the print media, that means newspapers, still continue to be very powerful. The PTI means the Press Trust of India. It has been an important source of primary details of all information events for the newspapers in India since 1953. PTI also provides reports, photographs, and articles on financial and scientific issues to newspapers. In 1990s, the PTI started using the technology of satellite broadcasting instead of teleprinters to send news all over the country. The PTI has now started its online service also. The material provided by the PTI is an important source for writing the history of modern India. Now, under the PTI, new agencies around the world provide news to the newspaper. Before independence, Reuters provide news to the newspapers. However, after independence, we formed our own new agencies. Prominent among them are: first, Press Trust of India, established 1910, United Nations of India, UNI, it will be second. Now the third one is Samachar Bharati and fourth one is Hindustan Samachar. All these agencies do the work of distributing news to the national and regional newspaper in India. And their website will be also available now, that is on your screen, www.publicationsdivisions.nic.in. Now, next will be postage stamps. It reveals a lot of knowledge regarding the changing times. Several changes in the size, subjects, and color schemes have taken place in postage stamps in the post-independence period. The Postal Department issues stamps of a wide variety of themes and on various occasions. The postage stamps are valuable repository of history. Jal Cooper, born in Mumbai, was internationally acclaimed physicist and expert on the postage stamp. He played an important role in taking the study of Indian postage stamp to the international level. Postage stamp at events like silver, golden and diamond jubilees, century, bicentenary and tricentenary of different events. The Postal Department issue postage stamps on a wide variety of themes like political leaders, flowers, animals and birds. Postage stamps reveal a lot about changing times, variety of sizes, novelty in subjects and color schemes. And there will be a very large number of changes in postage stamp since independence. Jal Cooper. Jal Cooper edited the Indian Stamp Journal. He was the founder of Empire of Indian Philatelic Society. He wrote books on postal stamp and took the study of Indian postage stamp on the international level. Jal Cooper contributed in the field of postage stamp, where the Jal Cooper is very important role in taking the study of Indian postage stamp to the international level. Next point is oral sources. The oral sources are folk tales, folk songs, proverbs, ballads, povadas, and oases. Now, the povadas of Lok Shair Anna Bhau Sathe and Shahir Amir Sheikh inspired activists during the Sanyukta Maharashtra movement. Now, in the oral sources, the literature which is passed on from one generation to the next generation by word of mouth is called oral source. Oases, proverbs, ballad, folk songs, povadas, and folk tales are the major sources of oral sources, as you know that. We come to know about way of life of the people, their daily life, thoughts, opinions, feelings, and aspirations. The epic like Ramayana and Mahabharata are preserved till date because of oral tradition. Now the term will be material sources. Material sources are various types like coins, places of worship, things in daily day-to-day use, clothing, royal seals, ornaments, museum and modern architecture. Under the material sources, artifacts, monuments and their ruins are known as material sources. We get valuable information about human progress in ancient times. Material sources give information about social and economical progress of man, his lifestyle, standard of living, development in art and architecture. Material sources are proved very helpful to know human history before it was documented. The very most important topic in our daily life also, it should be coins. Coins. We can understand history with the help of coins and currency notes. Reserve Bank of India, in short, we can say RBI. RBI with headquarters in Mumbai prints currency notes. The metal used for making coins, their different shapes and diversity of subjects imprinted on them help us to understand the contemporary issues like importance of population, control agriculture and farmers. Now the coins should be related to the metals. As we know that RBI prints the notes, it has its headquarters in Mumbai and the coins from 1950 means 1950 to those used at present, the metal used for making them and their different shapes, the diversity of subjects on them together help us to understand the important contemporary issue. For example, India. Coins to convey the message of population, control and coins communicating the importance of agriculture and of farmers. Museum. Museum depict the characteristic display the cultural and social heritage of the state in which they are located. The museums set up by private collectors are based on distinctive subjects like coins, notes, lamps, nutcrackers and cricket equipment, etc. Museum, a place where artifacts, coins, weapons, sculpture are exhibited in a creative manner. Due to the objects placed in the museum, a study can conducted of a particular period by researchers. There are different types of museum. For example, historical museum, art museum, animal museum and museum of weaponry. The museum at Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus is very famous. Now the next topic is oral sources. There are various types of oral sources such as folk tales, folk songs, proverbs, ballads, povadas and oases. Under the oral sources, the literature which is passed on from one generation to the next generation by word of mouth is called oral source. We come to know about way of life of the people, their daily life, thoughts, opinion, feelings and aspirations. The epic are Ramayana and Mahabharata are preserved till date because of oral tradition. FTII. The full form of FTII means Film and Television Institute of India. It is situated at Pune. It was started by the Government of India in 1960, means 1960, with the objective of providing public education. FTII is an autonomous institute under Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. It was established in 1960 to impart training in the field of film production and television. FTII has become India's premier film and television institute. It is situated on premises of erstwhile Prabhat Studio and hence it boasts of its rich legacy in Indian cinema. The alumni of FTII are technicians, actors and directors in the film and television industry. It offers many postgraduate courses in film direction. Now, in the film industry, it offers many postgraduate courses in film direction, editing, cinematography and audiography, and also in acting and art direction. So many stages are coming like dancing, singing, lyrics, choreographer, acting, flashback, so many things are coming. Now we know FTII is a member of International Liaison Center of School of Cinema and Television. In short, CLET, CILECT, an organization of the world's leading schools of film and television. Now, next, FTTI it is situated on the premises of erstwhile Prabhat Studio and hence it boasts of its rich legacy and Indian cinema. Under this, the department has also produced various documentaries of prominent social leaders on people who have made major contributions. For the country of about important location in India, these new releases and documentaries are useful for studying the history of modern India. As we know that there are very important sources for writing the history of modern India. The times in the 21st century are changing so rapidly, so these sources will prove to inadequate. However, new sources are coming forth. For example, during the transformation from landline telephone to cell phones and gadget called pager. Under the FTII, we should also contribute to this effort. The various efforts are written sources, material sources, oral sources and audiovisual sources. Under these sources, basically we have to study about the changings today worlds. The new sources also coming day to day our daily life. We know that there are so many sources came in our daily life, daily futures. As we know that in our life so many changes are coming, so many sources are coming, so many requirements are coming. As we know that children, according to the chapter source of history. Now I will tell you in short the summary of this chapter. Under this chapter I will tell you the main points. That is very vast chapter, as you know that, but at last I will tell you the main summary of this chapter. That is the main topic is our sources of history. What is sources of history, student? As we know that now in the modern period we can say, or we can say preservation of sources of history, rapidly changing today's world, new sources are coming day to day. transformation from landline telephones to cell phones, mobile phone, as so speedy that a gadget called pager died out quickly in very short time. Huge amount of information is available on the internet nowadays. However, the truth and the authenticity of this information needs to be verified to the sources of modern history are of contemporary period, so they are easily available. It has become comparatively easy to study history of the modern period. It is our duty to preserve these source history, and these source of history as they touch all aspect of our lives. So student, it is very vast chapter, and the remaining any topic, any doubt in this chapter, if you didn't understand, we will be discussed in class. Okay, hope you all are okay. Have a good day. God bless you. Thank you.